I'm back with another Breath of the Wild list, this time looking at 15 locations that I found quite enjoyable in my adventures throughout Hyrule. And as a warning, if you are wary of spoilers, this will be sort of spoiler heavy. Nothing with the story, just, location bait. But the last one, for sure, is something that you probably don't want to see if you haven't already seen it. Okay, first we have the Akkala Citadel Ruins, which is the best tower in the game. Beautiful, beautiful fortress, tons of enemies. This is the first place that I saw these flying guardians around. Very, very tough tower to climb because it was corrupted. Very cool. Next, the Wrist Peninsula. I saw this from flying down from the Citadel Ruins in this big spiral, and I thought surely that has to be something. Reminded me of the Polyworld swirl on his chest. And it's basically a puzzle. You get this orb at a gravesite and you run around and you fight monsters. It's cool, and I was bombarded by rain. I'm not sure if that's part of the obstacle, but it was a hell of a time getting through. Even though it's not spelled correctly, this is Tingle Island, or I should say there's 4 islands altogether. But the one that you want to go to is Tingle Island at the very end. This one is just more visually beautiful. Just these big 4 hilltop islands crossed with bridges and huge windstorms and more little flying guardians around too. Very beautiful, very cool, somewhere I actually really want to see. Next is kind of like a pro tip. Hey, there's actually gear in the game that can make you climb faster. This one, I got the leggings from the Tanao Shrine, which is at the base of the Lanayru Mountain. And I kind of just stumbled upon it and I was like, oh, there's some cool leggings in here. Awesome. Speaking of the mountain, at the very peak I saw my first dragon, also corrupted, and you just gotta shoot the eyeballs off to basically purify it, and then you awaken the Spring of Wisdom. Just amazing. I knew something was going to be at the top of this thing, and it reminded me most of Skyrim with the stone steps going up this glacial mountain, but I wasn't expecting a giant dragon up there. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a kind of a boss fight, but it's not really that hard. It's kind of more tricky than it is, challenging in terms of you're gonna die. I saw the Forgotten Temple on the map and thought, hey, that sounds like an interesting place to go to. And for the most part, it's a long kind of road of just crumbled ruins that seems like it was for giants because it was so hard to navigate. But then inside is actually a shrine. You have to get through a bunch of guardian statues, and it was pretty cool flying through them. Next, we have my Hinox, which is not my first one on the Dig Dug suspension bridge, but it was one of them. These are kind of interesting fights. They're very, very easy. I don't think actually any of the optional bosses are really that challenging despite how strong some of the actual normal enemies are in the game, or I should say the equipment, but yeah. Also, the Stone Talus, I think, are a little bit more fun because you can actually have a little bit of strategy to them. You gotta climb them and then hit their weak spot, which is just an ore point, and then explore in very valuable ore that you can use for upgrading or selling for gold, so very, very useful. The hardest mini-bosses in the game are the Linnels. This is the first one I found after my first Hinox by the Lanryu East Road Gate. And I finally was able to defeat it way later on in the game, and it was amazing. Speaking of that East Road Gate, it leads into the Lanryu Promenade, which is another place that is not, there's not that many cool things in here in terms of like loot and treasure, but it is beautiful. And there's a bunch of monsters to fight too if you really want. So Satori Mountain is thought to be a tribute to Satoru Iwata. There's a bunch of these glowing blue animals, which you can probably see if you go to the Great Fairy Fountain in Karikakura Village. But this one, there's an actual powerful mount that you can get, and it's very tricky. You need a lot of stamina in order to do it, and I have yet to do it. I kind of thought being able to tame it as a naked boy would be a little bit easier, but no, I was wrong. Next, another mini-boss, the Moldoga of the Taruma Dunes. I'll just kind of get to the last Great Fairy location, and I stumbled across this big plain, and I thought, hey, that's weird for this big giant open area to be in this middle of nowhere, and oh my god, there's like this big sand jaw thing that comes out, and it's actually a pretty cool boss fight. You gotta fight it like Tremors by going on top of the ruins and then throwing a bomb and then it eats it, and kind of like Dodongo a little bit too, but yeah, pretty cool. My first secret location I found was this island on Eventide Island, and it strips you of all your gear and you have to survive Castaway style by finding your own stuff. I haven't found a beach ball on there, but I do want to start screaming Wilson. But it's a very, very hard trial in that it's just, you know, you're stripped of everything that you worked so hard for, and with no armor, you die, or I should say you lose hearts very, very fast. There's also a statue that I missed in Hate No Village the first time around that actually steals your stamina vessels or your heart containers, and you can exchange them. He'll give you, or she'll give you 100 rupees, and all you gotta do is pay 120 back, so it's just 20 per exchange. And it helped me very much for, one more time, a big spoiler alert, when I accidentally discovered the Lost Woods, falling out from the Woodlands Tower. I saw this beautiful cherry blossom in the distance, and I'm like, oh, that's gorgeous, and then it turns into the Lost Woods. I'm like, oh, no, but wait a minute, the Lost Woods, is this where possibly that one item is? And yes, this is where the Master Sword is, and I got so excited, but I thought, surely I can't just get it, can I? And so I figured out that you need 13 heart containers in order to take the sword out, and wouldn't you know it, I had exactly that, except I had to go back to that statue in order to get enough in exchange, and a little bit of a hassle. But this is truly an unbreakable weapon. It does lose energy, but it has to recharge for 10 minutes, so it's kind of weaker in terms of what I would want for the Master Sword, but at least it doesn't break. And yeah, those are some locations. Again, I ran through these very, very fast. I didn't really go for the actual locations and how to find them, but these are just 15 places that are very cool. Again, check out my article on TheGamer, which is linked in the description below, and that's all I really have to say, so see you guys next time. Did you know that was a Reaction Examiner video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.